Welcome, business and management students, to this explainer on designing effective corporate incentives. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating concept, treating operational inefficiencies not as people problems, but as system design problems. If you've ever wondered why your team just isn't hitting their targets, despite a super generous bonus structure, you are absolutely in the right place. We're drawing extensively from the research and real-world business cases of Dr. Joseph Caccitolo to equip you, as future managers, with a powerful behavioral science toolkit. Our agenda today covers 1. The science of incentives. 2. Rule 1. Prioritize salience. 3. Rule 2. Align the roles. 4. Rule 3. The CSI framework. And 5. Our case study on team alignment. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The science of incentives, and the manager as an operational detective. This is all about adopting a detective mindset, investigating why totally capable people make predictable mistakes by analyzing the exact environment where their decisions happen.
To kick things off, we really have to rethink our basic definitions. We've got to recognize that incentives aren't just big cash bonuses. An incentive is literally anything that changes the relative attractiveness of available options within a decision. This includes subtle mechanisms like time, status, convenience, or even just avoiding extra effort. Think about it. If cutting a corner saves an employee 10 minutes at the end of a long, exhausting shift, that time savings is an incentive. Your goal as a manager is to identify and use these hidden mechanisms to shift daily choices so that the entire company wins. Okay, moving to Section 2, Rule 1, prioritize salience and why psychological weight matters. Let's see how our new definition builds into our first scientific rule for effective incentives. The psychological weight of an incentive is what we call salience, and trust me, it trumps absolute size every single time. Salience is the emotional weight an incentive carries at the exact moment a decision happens. A massive, expensive corporate reward means absolutely nothing if it doesn't emotionally resonate with your employees' daily reality right in the moment they're choosing how hard to work. For example, let's contrast two approaches. Imagine a highly funded corporate retreat to Wisconsin, intended to motivate a team of franchise workers. Corporate thought a 4-day executive retreat sounded like a phenomenal prize. But to the hourly frontline workers living out in Nevada, it basically felt like a chore. It had high monetary value but zero salience. Conversely, giving those exact same desert-based workers a paid week off to escape the 115-degree summer heat was incredibly salient. It aligned perfectly with their personal lives and instantly changed behavior. The crucial takeaway: the reward absolutely must fit the specific person making the decision. Section 3, Rule 2, Align the roles, and the anatomy of misalignment. Now we move to the systemic level. We need to address what happens when different departments are essentially playing completely different games. To understand this, we look to behavioral economists Richard Baylor and Cass Sunstein's 4-part framework. It perfectly shows how organizational misalignment happens when these 4 distinct roles are fractured. In any system, you have to ask yourself, who uses the product, who chooses the action, who pays the cost, and who profits from the benefit? When these roles belong to totally different people with different goals, the system easily breaks down. You can see this profound disconnect super clearly in the U.S. healthcare industry. It explains why costs continually rise without outcomes improving. Every single actor is pursuing conflicting goals based on their isolated incentive. Patients use the care, doctors choose the treatments, insurance companies pay the bills, and manufacturers profit. Because they aren't aligned toward a single shared metric, the whole system is incredibly inefficient. And guess what? The exact same tug of war happens inside your corporate departments if you aren't careful about how you align these roles. Let's look at Section 4, Rule 3, the CSI framework, and structuring the delivery of rewards. This is all about how you actually deliver these rewards to your teams to ensure they don't lose their motivational juice. So the key here is what we call the CSI mnemonic. Your incentives must be certain, simple, and immediate. Otherwise, the human brain starts discounting their value. First, certain means it's completely predictable and within the manager's direct control. Second, simple means the rule can be explained in just a single sentence. And third, immediate means the reward is paid out this week, not buried in some complex algorithmic formula next quarter. Notice what happens when you replace a complex, delayed annual cash bonus with a simple, immediate reward. In one of Dr. Caccitolo's business cases, a remote service desk replaced an abstract bonus program with a rule that fit in one sentence. Hit your 3 weekly metrics and you earn a work-from-home Friday. That's it. It was certain, simple, and immediate. System 1, the automatic, intuitive part of the human brain, absolutely loved it. As a result, performance skyrocketed, and it didn't increase the company's operating budget by a single cent. Section 5, Case Study on Team Alignment and the Workflow Reliability Index. Finally, we reach our climax. This is a real-world case study showing operational detectives fixing a post-acquisition integration nightmare by realigning incentives. Consider the operational chaos at a newly merged tech company, driven entirely by conflicting scoreboards. MSP technicians were incentivized to optimize speed, Salesforce developers were paid to optimize quality, and cyber analysts were rewarded for optimizing vigilance. Because of these misaligned KPIs, helping another team literally meant risking your own personal bonus. Speed punished quality, quality punished budgets, and predictably, everyone was pulling their hair out. To fix this, Dr. Caccitolo's team completely scrapped the conflicting metrics and introduced the Workflow Reliability Index. They created a single, unified metric based purely on clean, predictable handoffs between departments. They reframed the definition of done around one brutally simple question. Listen to this. Would the next person in the workflow bet their bonus that this handoff is ready? And the data totally proves the theory. Replacing legacy KPIs with this shared metric didn't just marginally improve things. It led to a staggering 48% drop in internal rework in just 2 quarters. In the corporate world, having a rework rate is absolutely massive. By rewarding clean handoffs, teams actually started working together because their bonuses now entirely depended on the overall workflow succeeding. This turnaround beautifully captures the power of systemic alignment. By eliminating those conflicting metrics, the on-time project delivery rate shot up from a dismal 44% to a massive 81%. Sales, engineering, and support finally stopped fighting each other and started optimizing the exact same outcome. Furthermore, cross-team clarification requests plummeted by 71%. Think about how much time is wasted in your own organization just asking for clarification. This proves that when winning is collective, alignment naturally becomes the path of least resistance. You don't need to fix the people, you just need to fix what counts as winning. As you transition into leadership and start evaluating your own teams, I want you to use this as a stepping stone. Ask yourself, are your organizational incentives structured to make the right behavior feel like winning? Whenever you implement a new reward, actively evaluate it. Does it make winning easier to see, easier to feel, and easier to reach? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer on the science of incentives. To learn more about choice architecture and operational efficiency, reach out to joe@caccitolo.com or connect with him on LinkedIn, where you can also find the complete companion series list for more amazing insights. Now, before you go, take a hard look at your own organization. Are you accidentally rewarding the exact behaviors you are desperately trying to fix? Keep designing better systems, and I'll catch you next time.